cross-culture communication. This video is for us, Israelis, meeting international staff, postdocs, and students. Its goal: raising awareness of intercultural communication gaps. What you'll see and hear is based on research conducted with international students and postdocs. The recording you'll hear are their voices, sharing their experiences. What are the day-to-day hidden hurdles for you? Decoding daily life in Israel.
I think Israelis are rules. It's kind of a sport to break the rules or to find a way to avoid the rules. So this can be nice, of course, if there's a problem and people find a solution. But on the other hand, can be difficult to navigate if you're used to live with rules.
When I tell my Israeli friend that it's difficult to navigate sometimes bureaucracy, administration, the bank, especially the bank, by the way, Israeli will say that, yeah, for us also it's a nightmare stuff for everyone. But what they forget is that we deal with it with the language barrier on top of it. They have it easy compared to us because they can still yell at the person in Hebrew.
So literally in Israel, you need to talk to people, you need to approach people, and you don't need to be shy.
Moving to a new country is full of challenges. Support and knowledge sharing from locals can make all the difference.
Is Hebrew a barrier for you?
Hebrew, a barrier to a sense of belonging.
I know Shalom, I know Manishma, Kolakabot.
Most people outside would speak some level of English in Israel, but not everyone, and not always when you really need it.
There were times I felt left out. It happens a lot in social gatherings rather than work settings. I would just be feeling a huge emotion of FOMO, fear of missing out or something, and then I would be like, hey, Ivrit.
There were times where email conversation can switch to Hebrew even. It makes me angry. I think I kind of assume that it feels so rude that that person don't care, so that it's not worth it to ask for it.
The moment you see someone in the room, just try to switch to a language where they are comfortable talking. I think that would just be very helpful.
Far from home.
Loneliness is something I just didn't deal with before coming here.
My mom's not with me, my dad's not with me, my sister's not with me. I am missing in most of my cousins' weddings. I'm not in any of those pictures. I don't exist in the map.
The culture in India, or at least the student culture, you don't have the concept of Shabbat, so you always have something to do. But over here, during Shabbat, you're just living by your house, you're doing your laundry, and you're just living by yourself.
Most of the weekends, I come to the office at least once, just to sit there, to work there, maybe to do something else.
I want the Israelis to be a bit more generous. Call for a Yom Ha'atzmaut barbecue, things like this. Like, try to think of us being alone in those holidays. Really makes us feel that we are part of this. We are part of this country, society. For you, it might be an evening's effort. For us, it could be a lifetime's experience.
Cultural differences in communication.
When I first arrived and I listened to two people having a conversation in Hebrew, mostly I felt everybody was fighting. Because when you see these conversations, it's a lot of gestures, it's a lot of passionate talk, and I thought, okay, there's a lot of conflict going on. But then I realized that's just the way it is.
I was not used to the culture of being confrontational, openly participating or putting my vague ideas out there. And then I got judged by other people, my bosses as such, that they felt that I do not have a lot to bring to the table. But that's not true. It's just that I was hesitant because the culture I come from, you don't really correct people who are higher in hierarchy or position. yeah, it's hard for me to say no.
In Israel, people would be very curious, and sometimes too curious. Just the way people would come, for example, and ask out of the blue, "Are you Jewish?"
There's not much of a hierarchy to begin with. Everybody is considered to be on the same level, which is commendable. I think the world should learn this.
Communication patterns between people vary by culture. There are cultures where direct communication is customary, and there are cultures where people prefer indirect communication. There are cultures where interpersonal communication is confrontational, and there are cultures where people avoid direct confrontation and prefer to find areas of agreement. Power relations differ from culture to culture. There are cultures where inequality between people and respect for hierarchy are accepted, and there are cultures where equality and the absence of hierarchy are the social norm.